What's up, Senuhena Senuti Tiren Ishakan Bukemet? I hope you're doing well. Let me check the sound first of all. Make sure you can hear me loud and clear as usual. Sound is lovely. The title of this video is Garfield is a doo-doo fly charging $1,800 to show his degree. The title doesn't come from me. I'm going to share the video so you can see who stated that. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. So in the chat, there it is. This is actually Zion Lex's channel. Yes, I don't mind sharing material from people that I don't necessarily agree with. I've been doing that for years. That's the source. So the link is in the chat. You can see this is Zion Lex TV. The title is Bro Garfield Gets Owned by Chief Uziel Lewy. Maybe it's pronounced Levy. Now, this individual has a YouTube channel. So if you just copy and paste this name, you will find his channel. Okay. Now, the description says Chief Uziel Levy calls in and chimes in on his own personal interactions with Garfield regarding Zion Lex. Trust me, you want to hear this. Press play. It's only 5 minutes long, so I'm going to play. All right. I'm going to mute my mic.
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Uziel. I'm calling from Brooklyn.
All right. What's going on, my man? What's happening, my brother? Peace to you.
What's going on? What's going on?
Shout out, Chief.
So what's up, Zion? What's going on, brother?
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, you know what, Sonetta, man? You know what's funny about this whole Garfield situation? I have Facebook messages where we were trying to arrange, and I think you remember this.
Bring it out.
We were trying to arrange a debate between Garfield and Zion about 2 years ago in Brooklyn.
That's right.
So when I spoke to Brother Garfield, I texted him personally, and I was trying to arrange this in a spot in Brooklyn. Would have been, a spot where we all could have made some set down and had a formal debate and all these things. And every time it came, and this happened with two brothers, every time it came for the day to set up the debate or for us to meet up, Brother Garfield always had to go somewhere.
Always.
He had to go to North Carolina.
Facts.
He couldn't make it. He couldn't do all those things. So all this stuff about debating and having a formal debates, how many times did Zion Lex whip Brother Garfield behind on your platform?
Just read the comments.
How many
on the
times did you
videos.
witness that?
Just
one time it was in the middle of the streets, right? Till it got dark outside. He dragged him behind.
Beat him from sun up to sundown.
And then the next time, and I usually don't get out of character and don't get angry this way, but I have to get angry because Garfield constantly comes on these platforms and he's like a nagger. He's like a little gnat. You know, like those little
gnat
that are all around you.
A punching bag, God damn it.
That's what Brother Garfield is.
Why would I want to fight Glass Joe?
That's what he is. I have the proof. I have the Facebook messages. I have them because we were going back and forth. So Brother Garfield could sit down, and the same thing happened with another brother. I'm not going to mention him because there is no drama with this brother, but I kept calling the brother. We were supposed to have a telephone.
And this is a good brother.
Him and Zion on my platform. It was supposed to be on the what do you call that thing? That YouTube, where all of them could look at each other. And the brother kept saying,
Google Hangout. Google Hangout.
Yeah, Hangout. It was supposed to be a Google Hangout. And he kept saying, yeah. And he kept ducking. So when it comes to Zion, yeah, I know Zion has his way sometimes. He has his temper sometimes gets the best of him. And I tell him that about himself. I don't sugarcoat that with him. He's my brother, but I'm truthful to him. But Garfield, I don't want to hear anything from Garfield because Garfield needs to keep his mouth shut before I expose him. He needs to stop it. He needs to stop it. Garfield is just a gnat. He's a goddamn fly that just bothers people. That's all he is. He's a nagger. That's all he is. Put Zion Lex in the ring with real scholars. Jabari, I respect brother Jabari.
Talk about it. Thank you.
Although him and Zion go back and forth, I tell Zion, yo, Jabari is knowledgeable. That's somebody that's gonna get you. That's gonna get you sharp. It says iron sharpens
iron.
Right?
God damn it.
Just like man of wisdom, they sharpen other men of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is not going to sharpen Zion. All he's going to do is throw his blade. That's all he's going to do.
Let me say
That's
something.
all he's going to do.
Let me say something real quick.
This guy needs to shut up. Just let the big boys do what they do and sit to the sideline. I told Zion when you were proposing to him where there was going to be a debate with him I think you were just recently you wanted to do a debate with I believe it was Jabari and Tazariak and then you said Zion and this freaking Garfield as the undercard. I told Zion, I said, don't go backwards, brother. I said, don't do that. Zion was willing, he was ready to jump in. So I said, don't do that. Me as his OG, as his older brother, told him, do not do that. I ordered him not to do that. And he respected what I had to say.
That's a fact.
Not that I run him or I do anything like that, but I told him.
Nah, you said it right. You said it right,
brother.
You said it right.
I said, you already been whipping up on this brother. I said, and all he wants to do is tear down your name. I see right through Garfield. He's nothing but a gnat. But a doodoo fly. That's all he is. That's all he is, man. He's a doodoo fly.
All right.
And I'm sorry that I had to call in so hyped up. I usually don't do that, Sarnetta. But I know what this guy is, man.
Uziel Levy said regarding Garfield, he needs to shut up, let the big boys do their thing, and sit on the sideline. So if female cat Garfield has a problem with my video, then he can holler at Uziel Levy. The latter said that he should shut up, otherwise it would expose him. So I wonder if female cat Garfield is going to talk about Wendy Williams, because we have female cat Garfield talking about Jahi Hisa blocking Zion Lex from speaking at Temple University. Was that gossiping? We will see how far the double standard goes. And you know the funny thing, brothers and sisters? Well, listening to this video, I was like, man, you know, and I said that. I said that, you know, once. Garfield came on my platform. Now let's go in this order right there. Since we have fly in the title, Garfield the fraud, the fake, has a plagiarizer and another fake dude as a master teacher. He stated that publicly, live on air. He said, that guy is my master teacher. So just listen to Garfield's master teacher. First of all.
Fly in English is the same word, except we don't have the prefix sound in there, in the word fly. And so the word, the phoneme R is now L in English, and the P sound is F, in English. It's just simply the word. It's a very old word. It's all the Indo-European is in every African language.
All right. Now, here's one thing I don't normally do. But Garfield has disrespected me, and he got some other people to disrespect me. So all is fair in war. Don't worry. I have communication with plenty of people. Like I said, it's not something I usually do. But when I heard Uziel talk about Garfield, always has something to do. Let me show you. After Garfield came on my platform, and when he came on my platform, he was very respectful towards Kemet. And for those who haven't heard it, it's only a few seconds long.
Kemet is the greatest empire in history. You don't need to compare. If anybody want to compare, like, oh, we trying to get to Kemet level. Kemet is number one. So we comparing it to other religions is basically saying, hey, we could compare with them. No, we got 3,000 years of documented history. Show me a culture that could show you that. Sumer can't do it. Mesopotamia can't do it. Assyria can't do it. Persia can't do it. The Greeks can't do it.
So I'm going to show you the communication between Garfield and I after he came on my platform for the first time. We have spoken before, and I don't remember which platform it was. Maybe it was his own platform. Maybe it was some other platform. But back then I asked him about the color of Jesus, and he said, I don't know. I mean, the color of Jesus. I'm sorry, the color of the Hebrews, the color of the inhabitants of Canaan in the first century, and he kept saying, I don't know. But he's apparently an expert. Now, is it the one? That's the one there. Oh, let me do it this way. All right. So you need to start from the bottom. He wrote, let's set something up when my kid's not home, but thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Then I wrote, well, if you want me to come to your platform, I'd be glad to return the hospitality. If you prefer to come back on my platform, then it's up to you. Will Wednesday be okay for you? If not, which day will suit you? Then he replies, what time Wednesday? I have Dr. Ma at 12 p.m. and someone else 2:30 p.m. Thursday might be better. Then I tell him Thursday is fine with me at 5 p.m. New York time. Will you use StreamYard? Then he replies, that's bad time for me. Then I reply, how about this evening at 5 p.m.? Then he replies, 5 p.m. is no good for me at all because my children are home. I did the show yesterday on the fly. Earlier is better or later. Then I tell him, how about right now for 1 hour? Then he replies, not available. You see, he's not trying to give some time slots. Then I ask him, Sunday at 5 p.m.? He replies, weekend family time. You see that? You see his answers? Then I ask him, Friday or Saturday? And he replies, the best time for me when the children are in school, as if I'm supposed to guess when his children are in school. Then I tell him, I see, but as you know, the time difference with me being in Europe makes it difficult to find a convenient time for both of us. Whenever you will happen to be free at 5 p.m., just let me know. Because I was tired at this point. I was tired at this point. So what the brother Uziel Levy said, I can substantiate that. I can confirm that. That's female cat Garfield. That's his ways. He's a punk and a coward and a lame by himself. He does not hold his own. He does not stand on his own. He needs a daddy to hold his hand, to help him walk the street. As a matter of fact, that debate with Jabari that is scheduled for December 24th, we all know it's documented. It's a matter of public record that Reggie is helping him with the debate. Reggie is working on the slide and the material. So Garfield can do jack on his own. That's why most of the time he's either on his own platform with his Power Rangers or is on other platform which are protective custody, because even when he's lying about his degree And we're going to get to that now. That's the transition. 27 seconds.
I
So,
don't
but
talk
why
about
is
the
the Hebrew?
NOR. I don't talk about the NOR, but I talk about the Black Hebrew Israelites because, all right, my mom is a history teacher. I
Okay.
love history. I have a bachelor's degree in history.
Okay.
So history is nothing new to me. That's what I do. Now, I'm not a scholar, but I'm the closest thing the conscious community might have as far as a scholar when it comes to history and the Bible.
Right? So now we're making to the transition to this degree situation, because some people have not followed the events, and you might have heard me say that he was telling people that he will show his degree if they send him money. Some people might have thought that I was making it up. So just like he obviously didn't want to have the discussion, making up excuses, it's the same thing with the degree. Most likely he doesn't have it. So in order to not show it, he's coming up with some excuses. See that video right there? Did Garfield Reid plagiarize like Ujau and Asahim or fake? I'm going to share the link in the chat. One moment. Okay, you have it in the chat, right? Somebody reply. Armchair philosopher. As a matter of fact, I didn't even have a look out of curiosity. Okay. He replied, since you're asking about more info on Garfield's plagiarism, then you gotta see Zion Lex's three-part series that puts Garfield's book on trial. The second video in the series is the best because it shows a large passage that Garfield plagiarized in chapter 1 from a book called Argonauts of the Desert. So I will try to find the time to have a look, and I will probably scroll through. But whenever I see any part that's plagiarized, a video will come up about that because that's important. But knowing that his master teacher is a serial plagiarizer that plagiarized several authors, several different books in several different languages, I would not be surprised. He comes from that school of lame and pseudos. So I replied, good looking at. I've searched, I forgot the B, but didn't find part 3 yet. If by any chance you happen to know the link, then please feel free to share it. And I think the other reply doesn't show, but he has replied. And there's another thing as well, but I will show you. Because the brother sent me some email about the communication regarding the degree. See? And you know what? I'm going to have a look now so you can see about the degree. Which video was it? Oh, it's the same video. So it should, why is it not showing? So if I do, there it is. See, if you go down, it's funny you brought up Garfield asking people for money to see his degree. It was actually degrees plural. And he sent me an $1,800 invoice to see them. I got the proof. I asked him, can you send the invoice to me? And I gave my email address. And he wrote, I sent the invoice. Is it showing well? Yes. I sent the invoice and an email chain between Garfield and I. and I told him it was well received. Thank you. I'm going live in a few minutes. If you want to join us, I'll make an exception about the webcam requirement. Thank you. All right. So I'm not going to show the email chain. I have it. I have received it. However, he mentions Thunder though. He said even Thunder doesn't believe such and such. You know, Thunder is somebody that's a big cheerleader of Garfield and Asahimo fake. But you know, everybody have the right to lick the boots or whoever they want. You know what I'm saying? Thunder is a dude I had a conversation with on pseudo killers, and when I brought up the fact he called Asahimo fake a scholar, I asked him, that dude plagiarized and said that Allah is an indigenous African god. So how is he a scholar? And Thunder was like, well, don't scholars make mistakes? And I told him, yes, scholars make mistakes. But if you push some falsehood for years, it's not a mistake. That's being pseudo. And then he started going off saying, oh, just because someone make a mistake. And when people start with just because, a lot of the time it's going to be funky. Catherine L just told him, look, man, you're losing credibility right now. I don't think you realize that. You know what I'm saying? Then they move to something else because, but anyway, that being said, let me show you something. See these, brothers and sisters? Garfield Reid, $1,800, July 15, 2021. That's how much he charged so that people can see his degree. Punk Butler Reggie has been criticizing Jabari because of the price of the trip to Kemet. He stated several times, well, you can get a plane ticket. You can actually go on a tour in Kemet for like $1,200, $1,300. And here is Garfield charging $1,800 just to show his degree. But Punk Butler Reggie doesn't have a problem with that. That hypocritical, fence riding, inconsistent, sorry individual. What does Sanetta think about that? Is Sanetta aware of that? All the other people who roll with Garfield, are they aware of that? Why don't they say anything? The cautious community like to talk about scammers. Isn't that scamming? Some will argue, no, it's not scamming because he didn't receive the money. Isn't that fraudulent? The ecosystem, that so-called conscious community, how does that get a pass? How can a dude go publicly and claim that he has a bachelor's degree in history and nobody has seen it? Publicly, it hasn't been shown. And he's charging people $1,800 to see that so-called degree. And actually, the brother stated that it was degrees plural. It's difficult to keep track on these frauds, man, because it's fraudulent all the way to PhDs like Dr. Jahi Issa supporting a plagiarizer, associating himself with a plagiarizer or plagiarist. How does that get a pass? What is Garfield going to say? I was joking? Oh, it was a joke? Somebody will go out of his way to create an invoice with an invoice number. You see at the bottom it says ×1 degree. And you have the link to pay the invoice. If the payment button doesn't work, use this link. So that's what's cool now. That's what's hot in the street now. You heard that audio from Dougie Diamonds? He started off saying, "I don't talk about the Nation of Islam." Why wouldn't he talk about the Nation of Islam? Besides, he was once a member of the Nation of Islam, so probably he will be more qualified to talk about the Nation of Islam than to talk about the Hebrew Israelites. Was he ever a Hebrew Israelite? Now, you don't have to be a member of an organization to talk about it, but the dude has been making all these videos saying he wants all the smokes. Why doesn't he want to smoke with the Nation of Islam? Why is he being so selective? So the conscious community members or participants or followers, I mean anybody, conscious community or not, who's supporting this fraud Garfield ought to be ashamed of themselves when they sweep that under the rug. Now, some people have an issue with Jabari, so they're siding with Garfield. That's fraudulent as heck. We look so damn bad. We look so damn bad. Those guys don't stay safe, stay healthy. I mean, that's so ridiculous, man. We have those groupie moderators, cheerleaders on all these conscious community platforms, and they're defending people like that. And those are the people who's gonna say that's what we need to do. To as a people, we need to do this, we need to do that. You're defending frauds, man. You're not in no position to give any moral lessons or advices. You are lame as heck. Now, Butler Reggie Marbury, 30-year-old Butler. Why doesn't he talk about this? How hypocritical can you be when you're gonna criticize Jabari for allegedly charging too much for the trips to Kemet, and here your homie, your buddy is charging $1,800 to show his degree. Garfield asked, I'm sorry, Reggie Mabry asked to see Asahimotep's degree, because that's another degree that we haven't seen publicly yet. Sahimotep says he has a degree in computer science. I haven't seen it. Even Ujau haven't seen it. Reggie showed his own degree. He put it on the screen. So how come Reggie doesn't ask to see Garfield's degree? How come Reggie hasn't said, "I've seen that Garfield's degree"? Reggie is a fraud. Reggie is a lame. Reggie is a coward. Reggie is a hypocrite. On top of being a fence rider and a liar, he lied on air. He lied publicly, live on air. And those are the guys you follow. Those are the guys you follow. Brothers and sisters, sometimes it's best to be with a few people rather than being associated with many people, and you have some frauds, some plagiarizers, some rapists, some pedophiles, like the conscious community. You have all sorts of fraudulent people, and each specialize in their own um, wrongdoings. Garfield himself, and I played, he talked about a Hebrew Israelite who's on Sinetta regularly, who's been on Zion Lex channel a few times. And Garfield himself said that the guy committed sexual misconduct with some minor. So when I say that Pan Africans defend rapists and pedophiles, I'm just not making it up. Now, I'm going to end with this actually. And actually, I'm going to share the link. So here in the chat, you have Dale Jones on Karenga torturing black women. Or not black women, but women. They were black, but that's the title. Dale Jones on Karenga torturing woman. Now, I'm going to play it. One moment. I'm looking for the right timestamp. I found the right timestamp. I'm going to share the video now.
We haven't brought closure to Karinga. We let him build a holiday. The same one who set up Black Panthers in ambushes at UCLA and other places. The same one who tortured his wife and another woman brutally, sticking bottles in their vagina, using electrical shocks, and the FBI saved him.
All right, you heard it.
That was Dale Jones. He mentioned sticking women in, sticking bottles in their vaginas. That's considered rape. When you insert an object inside somebody's private parts against their will, that's considered rape. Was Dan Jones out of his mind? Did he make that up? He spoke publicly. Butler Reggie defended Karenga because Karenga wrote a nice book about Kemet or about Ma'at. But Butler Reggie is going to criticize Jabari. Butler Reggie is going to talk about women and female in ancient Egypt. And the woman not having any administrative positions. And the priesthood of Amen being corrupt. Bud is defending Karenga, who has tortured black women and apparently raped black women. Dr. Molefe Asante wrote a book in honor of Karenga. Dr. Amamazama wrote a book in honor of Kwanzaa. And those people are still defending Kwanzaa to this day, which, by the way, is a plagiarism of the Jewish holiday Hanukkah. This is the Pan-Africans and the conscious community defending frauds, rapists, plagiarizers. It's a big mess. There's other cases of rapes, but I think we had a good share for now. For one video, we had a good share. For 35 minutes, I think we had a good share. But people are going to sweep that under the rug. If people ask what Karenga is more, which school of thought or philosophy is more into, that will be Kemetic. I'm Kemetic. I'm not gonna let that slide because the dude wrote a book about Ma'at. Just as much as I talked about that Hebrew Israelite guy who was named by Garfield publicly. I've played it before. So people who have been charged with sexual misconduct with minors, they can go on those conscious community platforms with no problem. And that's something. And that's something. Not only rape of women, but statutory rape or rape period or sexual misconduct, call it however you want, with underage girls. That's cool. That gets a pass. And those are the guys going to tell us we need to do this and do that. It's going to tell us about economy and politics. Hey, c'est bon là. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. I don't argue, I state facts. Do I to do any hotel?
Now, for the record, for those who don't know, I'm giving Medu Nature classes. And here, that's the flyer. Okay? So, those who are interested, feel free to holler at me. If you're not interested, it's cool. But I recommend that everybody who has not yet seen the video Kemet and Ma'at before Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, then watch it. It has about 300,000 views and really deserves to have a lot more.
I just want to let everyone know who's listening in now and who's going to listen to this stream in the future. I just had my first Meta Nature class by Brother Shaka today, and I've had other Meta Nature lessons by other teachers, and I can tell you right now, the brother is the best in the game. He is that was one of the best classes I've ever had, ever. So if you're interested in learning the Meta Nature, if you're interested in getting the basics of it, Brother Shaka is an awesome teacher. Get with him, and it's extremely affordable. This brother is giving us his time and his skills, and he's basically giving it away. I mean, I just consider it a donation. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody is interested in learning the Meta Nature, get with this brother right here. He's an awesome teacher. And I'll end with that.
Hotep Senu, Hena Senut. This is Julie, also known as Servant of Yah, and I'm currently taking the Medu Nature classes with Brother Shaka, and it has been an amazing experience. Only 2 lessons so far, and I feel like I've been taking the classes for months, just with the how in depth he goes into the vocabulary words, the construction of the language, the grammar. It's been immeasurable, the experience. And one thing that comes across, hands down, is his extreme passion for teaching this to anyone who is willing to learn and has an interest in learning. So I highly suggest, if you are interested, even a minimal interest, that you subscribe to the classes with Brother Shaka. It's such a nominal amount for how much you get. I know, like, our last class was over 2.5 hours. It felt like 2 minutes, but because that's how involved you are in what he's teaching and how he teaches and how compassionate he is about what he teaches. Also with sharing materials free of charge, no question, no doubt. It's just what he does. He doesn't have to, but he does. And so I just wanted to give a short testimonial about the class and the effectiveness of the class. And all of that is attested to how studied Brother Shaka is. So I highly recommend anyone with a minimal interest that you do sign up for the Medu Nature class. Hotep.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is Ma'at Forever. Don't forget to watch the video entitled Kemet and Ma'at. Don't forget to share Kemet and Ma'at on my channel on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or other social media that you use. Email, text messages, you name it. Those who wish to donate can do so on paypal.me/maatforever.